Welcome to the WSL post show. It's been an outstanding day of action at the southern tip of Huderiat Island for the men's opening round 1 and round 2 of day 2 of the Surf Abu Dhabi Longboard Classic. Thanks so much for tuning in and checking in. We've got some great things to look forward to. I'm Sam Bleakley, joined here by Carla Rowland-Zamora and Josh Constable. Quick word, Josh, about how good the day's been.
Oh, it's been insane. Yesterday, starting off day 1, it was phenomenal. And then today, I think it succeeded it. We saw some really insane tube rides. And the only disappointing thing is we've got 1 day left and it's going to be finished. You know, I want more because it's been insane.
And Carla, talk about this cutting edge, cutthroat round 2, the excitement levels.
Yeah, it just really keeps us all on our toes. You think you're going to, one thing's going to happen and then another thing's going to happen. Having that one high-scoring wave has just been really exciting, and I think it's going to, be something that the fans and all of us are going to see moving forward.
Well, someone who shone in this round 2, he got the highest score. He's booked himself a spot in the quarterfinals. It's 4 times World Longboard champion Taylor Jansen on the glass with AJ McCord.
And looking calm, cool, and collected despite the pressure. Taylor, what was going through your head knowing you had to get a pretty solid score to lock in a spot to tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a pressure cooker thing. I've never been in an experience like that where you kind of know everybody's scores. Everybody's like, oh no, you want to be the highest seed so that you go last. I was like, but then all the pressure's on you. So yeah, I just want to go out and surf a good wave and just do what I can do. And yeah, it worked. Well,
you surfed 2 of them, so you locked in your spot for tomorrow. What do you want to learn from today to take into the quarters?
I screwed up a couple waves and I figured out exactly what I did wrong. And that last wave felt like it was better, but I still see room for improvement. So yeah, I'll just go out there and put that together again. And the left, I'm feeling more comfortable on now. I didn't make one in practice, so nice to kind of put it together and yeah, see what tomorrow brings.
And we were talking about equipment for the Surf Abu Dhabi competition. And just with this basin, what have you learned about how to ride the equipment that you brought?
Yeah, look, I think the guys with the 2+1s are kind of getting a little bit more edge and bite and drive out of their boards so they can make more use out of the quick sections, which, yeah, I'll probably think about that next time, but I've got my singleton, the board works in anything, so yeah, I'll just run with that and keep it going.
We'll see you tomorrow.
Thanks, AJ.
Great stuff. Brilliant work, AJ. And Taylor Jansen just shining under pressure. I mean, Josh, you beat Taylor at cards earlier this week as well. You know how competitive that guy is.
Yeah, we had fun with but we're not going to play again. I'm just going to keep that title one up on him now. So.
Don't go for the rematch. You got 1 up.
Yeah, but something that Taylor just said, he goes, he's got room for improvement.
Yep.
Which is really scary because he's surfing so good and posting really good scores.
Yeah.
For him to think that there's more in the tank, man, I'm excited to watch tomorrow.
Yeah.
And Carla, reflecting on the drive that some of the surfers on the 2+1s are getting to use the face these sections, but Taylor still using his trusty 9/8 singleton single fin.
Yeah, but acknowledging that those side bites actually were in favor for some people and being able to get those long, drawn-out turns and expelling that speed from that steeper section did help some people. Not to say the single fins don't work, but there was an advantage sometimes to those side bites.
It'd be super cool. Let's have a little comparison of Tony's 833. Bearing in mind, he's on the Bill Stewart CMP. This is a 2+1. It's a thruster with a sharp edge. What do you think?
Yeah, beautiful driving carve and got back to the power source, which got him behind it so he could get really deep. That was a really good tube. And I feel like when you get the nose ride carve in the tube, the rest of the wave is just filling in the dots and making sure you're finishing. But this carve as well, we saw earlier in the day, he kept going to the drop knee. It was nice to see a different variation in the turn. But you can see it, yes, it's a side fin thing, but it's also edge in the tail and just a rocker thing. So this is concave bottoms rather than rolly Vs. So it's yes, side fins are helping, but it's just the overall in the board that's giving a lot of drive and penetration and out of the wave, where Taylor's single fin, it's a little rolly, a little softer. He's a big guy, he can still drive it and power it, but it's just a different acceleration out of the turn.
Sure, but Carla proving his pocket work is perfect on this 9/8.
Oh yeah, he just slots himself in there so wonderfully. But for me, really, what stood out was actually his footwork and just the cleanliness of his footwork. He doesn't have a small foot, but he just makes it look very dance-like, and then just has such a beautiful aesthetic to it. Just throwing in that English there as well. Yeah, and I think he topped that off on the left as well. Just really staying consistent and giving us just beautiful surfing in and out.
Well, we're getting to that stage in the event where we now know what the matchups are going to be. Of course, we go from quarters to semis to that surfer on surfer final. We'll have the men's rounds and the women's rounds, but be really interesting to take a look at some of the big guns who we're going to see matching up on the men's side of the draw for the quarterfinals. Josh, I bet there's going to be some exciting ones that are going to whet your appetite for tomorrow.
Yeah, I was looking at it just before, and there's a couple of faces in here that we're probably not expecting to see in the quarterfinals. Maybe an Oliver, but the performance today, he deserves to be there. And then maybe like a young Chase leader you're not expecting, but in the free surfs, his surfing was phenomenal, so he deserves to be there also.
And Carla, look at number 2.
Yeah, we got Taylor and Tony. I mean, they're both the two that kind of just got through that round 2, and now they're going to hit it up in the quarterfinal heat.
I like the look of 4, Declan and Steven Sawyer. Stevie, reigning defending champion of the Surf Abu Dhabi Longboard Classic, but Declan, we have to celebrate him. But let's not forget how strong Kevin and Chase were. 2 goofy footers matching up in number 3, Josh.
Yeah, number 3's interesting, but for me today, Declan and Edouard, those guys were the standout performers in the way of rail turns and really, really deep tube riding. So tomorrow, and they're opposite ends of the draw, so who knows? Could it get to the pointy end of the competition and they both meet up? But only time will tell.
Well, Carla, let's take a look at the women's quarterfinals, because off the bat, what really whets your appetite as we see these big women matching up against?
Oh, well, right off the bat, I mean, we see some friends matching up there in quarterfinal 4 with Police and Honolulu, but we'll be starting it off with Rachel and Tully. And I've really been behind Tully right now. I like the way she's been approaching this wave, so I think that's going to be a really exciting heat to watch.
Josh, stand out for you, somebody who you've seen starting to shine in the conditions here.
I love Avalon this year. I find like we've got an improved, we've got someone that's got hunger and desire this year. So
Agreed.
I'm really looking forward. But all those quarterfinals, you're not surprised if that's the final.
Yeah.
Like that's intense. That's really, so when we drop 4 out of that and go into the semi-finals, they are going to be stacked.
And what'll be interesting for me is quarter 3, the different approaches between Chloe Kalmon and Natsumi Teoka. Chloe, silky, composed. Natsumi, a lot of determination, those quick footwork. And she just comes off the back of winning a pretty prestigious event in Bali, the Twinkle Toes event, which hosted a lot of good names, and she beat Avalon Ghoul in that.
Yeah, she did. So she's in form. Kevin, amazing result at Bells. He won the men's side over there at Twinkle Toes. So they're carrying momentum from Bali into here. They're both into the quarterfinals. It's going to be really fun tomorrow.
Well, let's have a look at the top 5. And we kicked off with the Frenchman, born in Marseille, raised in Biarritz, based there. And Carla, he was just strong, determined, driven, and went excellent range on all his rides.
The flow that he brought in his wave riding was really top-notch. Just really slotting himself in. He's compact, getting really deep here in his barrels and then making it out just straight through the keel. Just a little clip there, but then bringing in also the footwork and the nose riding. Just wonderful, excellent rated surfing.
He gets a 9-point score for this fantastic double tube ride with rail work, but somebody who also stood out, Josh Constable, going into that 9-point range. At number 4, it was Kevin Skvarna.
Yeah, this was a really cool wave. Just unique lines, throwing different approaches as well, and using the whole wave, dropping, climbing, carving back to the pocket. Some really nice, like right here, just waiting for it. Unfortunately, not coming. But this turn here, nose ride into this finishing, it was like pretty special, like kind of mind blowing that you're thinking, man, this wave's kind of big. And I'm going to switch right now and try and pull in like crazy and super slotted.
The subtle switch was one of my favorite things today.
Coming in at number 3, this is Declan Wyton's 910, Carla.
I mean, we saw 2 waves that he pretty much did exactly this on. Just the powerful drop knee turns with so much power and speed, but then also coupling with the good footwork, the nose riding, and again, that drop knee just showing so much power, speed, and flow.
But what was fantastic, Josh, as me and Carla were calling this, we loved this first wave. It was just outstanding, but it had us on the edge of our seats. And then he went into his second opportunity for a right-hander, and we thought, wow, okay, this is great. But because we'd seen it done before, the wow factor wasn't as good until we watched the replay and realized he did everything even better, even cleaner, even smoother, and he was rewarded a bigger score of a 9.27, Josh.
Yeah, it was crazy. These drop knee whips that we're seeing, like he's got his coach here this week, Harley Ingleby.
Yeah.
And I have flashes of Harley, like
Sure.
competing against him for years and seeing that. But the whip, the drop knee whip into that bottom turn straight into the clean tube ride, like for me, like that's really the positioning and getting him super deep.
But somebody who really shone, coming in at number 1, Carla, a 9.43 for this right-hander from the Frenchman, Edouard Delpero.
And he's always a lively surfer and always really entertaining to watch. But he was just really able to tuck into these tube rides and get in that shade time. It was just so seamless. No hands needed, no dragging, no grab railing. And then again, just giving us the tight, classic nose rides.
Yeah, Carla, I think the judges really appreciate that turn to coming straight into the tube and not searching for it, hand dragging, trying to slow down. And he's doing it so well. And that was him and Declan were both standouts for that today. And interesting to see them both now, like very similar approaches. But if you think of Declan, there's a little bit more like pizzazz and a little bit more power and speed out of those drop knees. So if you saw him like in the same heat putting on displays like that, it'll be interesting to see where the judges go.
Well, that really set the scale. That was the first heat of the day. Edward going twice into the high 9s. We got a lot to look forward to tomorrow because it's finals day at the Surf Abu Dhabi Longboard Classic. So we'll tune in with you bright and early, and right now you can enjoy the highlights from what has been an absolutely splendid day of world-class longboarding.
Yeah, I'm 101, number 1, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup, 101, number 1, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup, that's a hole-in-one. Feeling like $1 million in my tux. Feeling like I got the Midas touch. Ladies falling in love, hello love. Come and join the entourage, rolling with some megastars. Everyone knows who we are. We're just having such a laugh in the club. What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? Everybody showing us love, we party hard. We proceed to the bar, showing up most respect to the bar staff. Yesterday was yesterday. We don't sip on lemonade, we don't sip on Alizé. We sip on makes us levitate. Make the problems fly away, whatever is whatever, whatever the weather, we pray for the better. Yeah, I'm 101, number 1, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup, 101, number 1, we the best, it's another one. I say it with my chest, I'm telling everyone. Diamond Cup, that's a hole-in-one. I woke up this morning, that's a W. That's a bonus when you're making revenue. Stepping out in something fresh, something new. Penthouse, sweet world, better view. I'm fully connected, respected. It's fully perfected, perfection. I'm rolling with angels, protection. The lights too bright, that's attention. Yeah, we looking low. Yeah, we counting gold. Yeah, we planting seeds and we watching grow. And we flicking those in these envelopes. 10 M's and we adding up another O. Yeah, I'm 101, number 1, we the best.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.